All right, let's see. Third time's the charm. Hope it works this time round. Um, Hopefully, we are going to be live now and it's going to be working, right? Fingers crossed. Okay, so just give me 1 second, everyone, to make sure that I'm actually live before I launch into today's live stream topic. Just want to make sure everyone can see me and hear me this time round. We've had some technical difficulties before. Okay, I think everything is good. Yes, third time's a charm. It's just so weird. Hey, Sonal. Hi, her digital lemonade. Loud and clear, Ali. Thank you. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to start right off. So I wanted to talk today about whether you want to restart or relaunch or revamp your YouTube channel. What could possibly be the strategy that you could be looking at? And of course, I'm going to be talking about it from massively behind the scenes experience here, because in case this is your first time ever on this channel. Hang on, let me fix my chair. Here, I actually left my old channel with 66,000 subscribers, 4.5 million views, 400 videos, and I restarted fresh from scratch from zero on YouTube again. I got a lot of different reactions from people as to why am I doing this? What the hell is going on? Am I okay? Like one person actually messaged me, a friend of mine, he's like, is this like clickbaity stuff, like because he's so used to all this clickbaity stuff from YouTubers. He's like, are you doing some clickbaity stuff? I'm like, no, I'm real. This is actually happening. I'm actually doing this. So welcome everyone. And if you're watching on the replay, I'm going to be walking you through this strategy behind the scenes of how to relaunch or revamp a YouTube channel. So I would love to know in the comments. And by the way, you need to kind of hit subscribe before you can comment. There's kind of like a 1 minute delay. So if you want to be in the chat, which I highly recommend you do because this is going to be very interactive, just make sure you hit that subscribe button and then come into the chat so you can actually comment. So the thing that I would love for you to comment is let me know what time it is for you and what you might be drinking. I'm drinking some green tea here because I have a bit of a sore throat and a cold today, but just got to keep that throat warm. So let me know what time it is for you and what are you drinking. And then I'm going to put in my second question, which is going to be about your YouTube strategy. So give me 1 sec. Okay, perfect. 3:30 p.m. in Zurich. Amazing. So you're 1 hour ahead of me. It's 2:30 p.m. here in Madeira, Portugal. My second question for everyone in the chat, and thank you so much for your patience if you were on the other two failed live streams. My second question for you is, where are you at with your YouTube channel right now? Are you just starting a brand new channel? Are you relaunching an existing channel or revamping it? So just let me know where you are. Restarting something that already exists or starting from complete scratch. This is your first channel ever and you're just doing it for the first time. So starting a new channel or relaunching an old one. So I was saying, joining you with my afternoon chai, 3:30 p.m. I'm relaunching. My channel needs some tender, loving care, but my ideal client avatar has changed quite a bit. Oh, okay. We should definitely chat about that, Sonal. Her digital lemonade is saying 8 a.m. Oh, thank you for joining me early in the morning, drinking convenience store coffee with two creamers. Amazing. I too love my coffee with creamers and sugar and all of that. Okay, so digital lemonade is relaunching. Stacy is doing both. Stacy, I actually have an example from your channel. I was watching your channel earlier today, and I actually put an example of your channel in my presentation today. So that's coming up. I did make a presentation for you guys. I'm going to see if I can actually share it or not here, but I think I can. Dr. John Hendrick is saying, thinking of either restarting an old channel or starting a completely new one. That's a really good question to launch us off into today's presentation, because when do you decide whether to do a new channel, and when do you decide that you should stick with your old one, right? Let me know if anybody here has that same dilemma, that should I start something fresh, or should I just inject new life into an existing channel? Let me know if that's something you've ever thought or kind of wondered about, or figured like, what's like, how do you make a difference? How do you decide, right? And for me, there are basically just two factors that you have to consider. The first one is really audience alignment. Um, I YouTube also likes to say this, and I kind of like to repeat this, is that it's not the algorithm, it's the audience that you actually have to cater to. And the algorithm follows the audience. Like, if there's one mantra you want to remember about YouTube, it's that the algorithm follows the audience. So you really want to think about your audience. So if your audience is out of alignment on that channel, then starting a new channel would make sense. But if your audience is kind of sort of similar to your new stuff that you want to talk about, or you're doing a slight pivot, but that audience, there's a subset or an overlap in that audience who would be interested in the new content, then perhaps you want to stick with your old channel. The second part of this answer is your creativity. And this is what actually led me to start a new channel. I felt creatively stifled on my old channel. I was in a rut. I was creating things that the algorithm was rewarding because the audience was watching that, but it didn't reflect who I was anymore. I was actually pandering to my existing audience, whereas I'd had this massive life change. I had a massive environmental change. I changed as a creator, and my audience on the old channel was still uh, not happy with the new stuff that I wanted to create. Right. So I wanted to create these new ideas. I had these new topics in mind, these new ideas based on who I am now, based on what I think about now, based on how I see YouTube from this telescope now today. But my audience was still discovering me for all of the old stuff, and YouTube was still rewarding me for all of the old stuff. So if you look at my old channel, my most popular video in the last year was "You Don't Need 1,000 subscribers." And that's exactly the kind of audience who I was attracting before. People who wanted vanity metrics, people who wanted growth hacks, people who wanted YouTube tips and tricks, people who wanted to get more views, people who wanted to get more subscribers, people who wanted to use YouTube AdSense as their main income source, and people who wanted to be full time creators. Whereas the audience that I actually wanted and who I wanted to create more for entrepreneurs, business owners, solopreneurs, coaches, consultants, people who wanted to do more than just views and subs, right? They wanted to change their lives. They wanted to travel more. They want more freedom. They want a 3-day work week. They want to get on stages. They want to be visible. They wanted authority. They wanted book deals. They wanted speaking gigs. They wanted, a remote lifestyle. So they wanted all of these things that YouTube can do for you, but they were stuck in the vanity metrics trap. They're like, okay, in order to get more freedom or to get more money, I need to get more views. In order to get a sign a book publisher, I need more subscribers. In order to make brand deals, I need more XYZ vanity metric, right? And that's kind of where I was stuck. And I was stuck so bad that for 9 months, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to give this channel a shot, for my old channel. And I was like, okay, let me give it my all. And I gave it my all. So from January to August this year, 2025, I got super consistent. I mapped out business topics. I was like, I'm going to speak to entrepreneurs. I'm going to talk about what I wanted to, but I was still somewhat holding myself back from being fully me. I was feeling like I was trying to still get views. Like I was still in that frame of mind that, okay, if a video didn't do well, it meant that it wasn't getting enough views. And I had to break out of that. And for some reason it had to be this drastic because I just could not do it on the old channel. I just kept constantly pandering to, okay, this video didn't do well. And why was I thinking it's not doing well? Because the views aren't gaining traction, or the watch time is low, or whatever. And it was just so demoralizing to see that. And I just wanted to cut all that crap, excuse my language, just cut that out, and stop pandering to the algorithm, and just stop being a slave to the algorithm, and just like I had to start a new channel for that because it was just so stifling to try and do this stuff on the old channel. I tried to I tried all of these months to do it, but I wasn't doing it right. And when I realized that I was feeling chained, I was feeling pulled back. I don't know how else to describe it, you guys. It was just this feeling that I was constantly one foot here and one foot here, like trying to, you know, create this content for the old subscribers so that YouTube would push the videos out and put it in front of people, but then they'd watch and they'd be like, we're not interested in all this like business heavy content. And then they wouldn't watch and then it wouldn't give it to the new viewers. And I was just constantly stuck in this loop, this circle, vicious circle. It was just too much. And I was like, okay, stop. It was really scary because, you think, oh, nobody's going to trust me anymore because I'm going to start from scratch. And like, this is really humbling when I see my metrics right now. um how many is like 30, 39 subscribers, right? This is really humbling. This is really humbling, but at the same time it's really exciting as well, because when you're starting from scratch and you're starting fresh, the sky's the limit. It's like you can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. You can talk about whatever you want. It's very freeing. And I only realized that after I started. So that's the background of the story of why I just needed to make this shift. And it was scary. And if you guys have any questions, I'm ready to answer. Like, how did I think through it? Um, I thought through it with the other YouTube creators, with my husband, with ChatGPT, with myself. I had, oh my God, I had talks and talks and thoughts and strategies developed with, what should I be doing? It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Just want to make sure I can see your comments here on the thing. Yeah, okay. Some people are still commenting on the old live stream. Ali, do you wanna like go on the old live stream and just give people the link to this new one? If you could do that, that would be amazing. Because I sent out an email and the link for the live stream is the old one on that, so that's kind of weird. Um, okay, so 39 super interested people who will wait 30 minutes for a live stream is much better than 50,000 subscribers who are passive. Sure. That's Sonal, you said it. I'm going to pin your comment. How do I pin your comment? Pin message. Okay, there we go. Message pinned. This is the essence. This is the essence. This is what I thought. On one hand, inactive, uninterested. Maybe the audience has just moved on. Maybe I've moved on. Actually, it was more like I have moved on versus people who wait 30 minutes for me to go live and work through all the technical glitches and still come here and show up. Like, amazing. Like, thank you guys. Give yourself like a round of applause, honestly, because I am just so honored and excited that you are still here and that you waited and that this is exactly what it's about. And this is why I'll talk a little bit about why live streams build connections, but this is why. But Sonal's comment kind of just pins it so well. Okay, so let's talk about the strategy for the new channel. I'm gonna quickly share my screen as well because I know I wanted to do this. Okay, there we go. I don't think I can manipulate where I am on the screen, but I can. This is my first time using the YouTube live stream feature without the third-party tools, so I'm still figuring this one out, but I think it looks okay. Someone say, you won't believe I had a sleepless night. I was thinking, should I start a new YouTube channel and shut down the 150K subscriber channel? I'm in the same boat, Salma. It's scary. It is scary. It is scary, but it's also freeing. Okay, I have to say it is liberating. And give me like 10 seconds to talk about that. It is liberating from the perspective that you get to really decide how you want to show up and who you want to be without the impositions from what will people think, because I think that is the one thing that drags anybody down. What are people like? I would even go so far as to say don't share your channels out with friends and family, because if sometimes the stigma of like what will people say, oh my god, what will my siblings say, what will my coworkers say, what will my parents say, that kind of keeps us, oh, just like holding back and not being free to express. So I would even say that, your channel is for your clients. It is not for family, it's not for friends, it's not for parents, it's not for people who are just like there to support you. It's for clients, it's for getting work done, it's to attract business opportunities. So feel free to start a new channel or not tell anybody about your channel. Let your business audience discover you. So that's me with that little bit, and I'll get back into the presentation that I had for you guys. So really what this was about was how to do a channel relaunch. And the things that I wanted to talk about, the first thing was leaving my 66,000 subscriber channel, which I actually just talked about, right? So those are all the reasons. But if you have any questions around this, just drop them in the chat. If you're watching in the replay, just drop them in the comment section. I will come back and answer every single question because A, I have so much to say on this, and B, it's a real challenge for a lot of people struggling with deciding what action to take next. And I wish that I had somebody to kind of walk me through the steps of what to do next and what it's like and how can you actually think through this. So if you have any specific questions about, should I start a new one or revamp my old one, just drop them in either the live chat or the chat that's going to show up with the replay. So the next thing that I really want to talk about is the strategy for the new channel. So if you've noticed, I've actually started this channel with 3 videos. And there's a fourth element to it, which I'm going to talk about at the end of this live stream, but 3 recorded videos. Okay, so 3 recorded videos. Let's talk about why 3 recorded videos. So if you guys want to make some guesses in the chat, why start a new YouTube channel with 3 recorded videos? Like why 3? Why 3? Do you have any guesses or maybe I don't know, some insight into why 3 videos? If you do, just put it down in the chat. Might as well take a sip, right? That's a boss move, Sonal. Just like what Salma is doing. This is what I want to do with my Instagram channel. Oh, which I'm driving folks back to YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Stacy. We will definitely discuss that inside. Yes. Next coaching call. Sonal saying, yeah, new versus relaunch because my live stream audience who joins me every Friday is just wrong. Bingeability videos because they said 3 episodes when I started my podcast, 3 ready to go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Her digital lemonade is saying it allows viewers to binge watch and allow YouTube to know your content is good. Yeah, you guys are definitely on the right track. Bingeability is one of the main reasons, but there's actually another reason, and it has to do with you as a creator figuring out what you want to create. I feel that when people start, they are very one dimensional. They think, okay, I'm going to start a channel about, I don't know, just give me a topic, yoga, let's say. Okay. They're like, okay, so I'm just going to do like yoga every day on my channel. Right. And then when they want to add in, let's say, healthy eating or nutrition, they're like, oh no, I can't do that because my audience knows me for yoga. So I can't do this other thing, which is aligned with yoga. Like, it makes sense to talk about what you're eating and talk about how you're exercising, but they can't do that. And so one of the reasons to start with 3 videos is so that right off the bat, you give yourself the creative freedom to test out the depth and the breadth of the content that you want to create. And 3 videos don't all have to be the same. They can be very, very different. And I'll show you guys why I chose the 3 videos that I did, right? And those 3 videos can be very different. So let me just walk you through what I decided to do for my 3 videos. So let's put this back up on screen here. The 3 videos that I recommend starting with are the story. That's video number 1. The timely or current video. That's video number 2. And the niche keyword video. If you want, you can take a quick screenshot of this to remind you or write it down somewhere. These are the 3 videos that you want to start with. The story, and I'm going to explain what that looks like, a timely or current video, and a niche keyword video. So essentially, what we're going to do is I'm going to break down the story video in a lot of detail. And I also have a free gift for you that's going to help you develop this this video for your channel. Okay, so please stay tuned for that. I'm going to put that in the chat because previously I was using Restream, but I think now I'm just going to put it in the chat. Okay, so stay tuned for that. It's coming up. It's going to give you the entire framework, and you just literally want to use it as is. Like, it's going to give you the entire framework. Okay, so let's talk about what this framework actually looks like. So the 3 videos that you are choosing to start with. Let's start with the first one, the story. Okay, so the story explains why me. And why me is from your perspective, but from your audience's perspective, it's like, why should I listen to her? What makes her knowledgeable about this topic? What makes her the expert? Why is she somebody I should be listening to? Okay. Okay, Sonal, thank you. So the why me video is really about your story, but it's not a video that is just about you. Let me explain. So it's not a promotional video. It's not a video that is, oh, here's who I am, and blah blah blah, and I have this much experience, and I did this thing, and so follow me. So it's not like a me video. It's a why me video. So what you're going to try to do in this video is you want to talk about what are your beliefs, what are your values, how do they actually help the ideal client that you're trying to attract, and why should they listen to you? So the question in their minds is, okay, why should I listen to her, or why should I listen to him? And the story video answers that question. So let me show you how it answers that question. So the way that you want to answer this question is, you want to answer the question, why should I listen to you? You want to establish your credibility, that this makes me an authority because of these reasons. You want to build connection with your audience, and you want to set the stage for your authority on this topic. So this is both for the algorithm and for the audience. You want to send signals that I know what I'm talking about in this area. So the why me video is kind of doing all of these things, right? So let's talk about how doing all of these things. So this is the one that I started with. This was my first video. I released all 3 on the same day, but this is essentially the first one. Why I started a new channel, revealing my strategy. Right. The title was a little bit different when I first launched it. It was why I quit my channel with 66,000 subscribers. But then I wanted to make it more positive instead of using the word quit. And so I said why I started a new channel, revealing my entire strategy. Now, strategy implies business. It means YouTube strategy, business strategy. So I'm going after the audience that I want to attract here, because my audience are business people, business owners, entrepreneurs who want strategy, frameworks, models that they can use in their own channel relaunch, right? So that's kind of why I went with that. Okay, so the next thing that you want to know is my audience is doing that as well. So remember, Stacy, I said you're featured in this presentation. I love this video that you and I just saw it recently. Autistic at 52, why I mistook my wiring for trauma. So this is perfectly aligned with making sure that you are giving people a why me moment, and then also establishing your credibility, and also sending signals to the algorithm of, who should be watching these videos, and why are you uniquely positioned to create these videos. So you're building authority while also telling your story. So I actually really love that for you. Okay, I'm going to show you some more examples from YouTube. People do this all the time. I quit my six-figure 9 to 5 job without a backup plan. Why we chose to homeschool our kids. Why I quit my morning routine, slow productivity, and simple living. These are all great examples of why me videos. People talking about their values, their transformations, but also giving value to the audience and sending the algorithm a signal that here's what I talk about, and here's what my area of expertise is that may be different from other people. Like other people may not have quit their 9 to 5 job that is a six-figure without a backup plan, but I did. So this is my unique strength. So you see how these videos really position people in their little niche, in their expertise area as an authority in this. And so this kind of a story based video is one of the best kind of videos to start with. Let me know if you have any questions around this. I'm going to give you a little bit more of the framework of how it works. The next part of the this video, why me? So it's not just the title, it's also how you tell the story inside the video. So the story structure that you want to use inside the video is not just okay, so I quit my 9 to 5 job, and then I decided to work from home, and then I started this business, and then here it is now. That's not what you want to do. What you actually want to do is follow a framework, which is a very popular framework. It's a story structure called This Happened, but here's the problem, here's the conflict. Therefore, here's how I thought about it and how I solved it. So, what you're doing is ebb and flow. You're taking people through these emotions. Okay, this happened. Okay, great. Life was going really well, blah, blah, blah. I'd made this decision, but here's the pitfall. Here's the problem. Oh my God, I didn't see this. I didn't know it was all gonna, this complication would arise. And then, so therefore, I decided to do XYZ thing to get over that. So, what you're doing is taking people on this journey, which is ebbing and flowing. And this is really, really great for retention. This is what keeps people engaged watching your story video without it becoming a promo piece for you. Okay. People want to lean in and be like, how did she get over that? Oh, what did she do next? Right. And so you'll see here, this is my actual script for this video. And you'll see here, this happened. So I moved to an island. I attempted to transition my content. I attempted to talk about business ideas on my existing channel, but every video had to be filtered through that. I was constantly exhausted trying to do it. I was compromising. I didn't feel like I could creatively, just talk. I felt stifled. So therefore, I was suffocating, I was exhausting, and I was not having any fun on YouTube. So you see how that story arc kind of comes in. Let me know in the comments if this makes sense when you're making your story video. And I'll show you a quick example here of what it looks like in the retention graph. So this is what YouTube is going to show you. When you do this right, and you're keeping people's attention, you're going to get a flat retention. And so this is happening in the middle of my video where I am weaving people in through. I decided this, and then, oh my God, this problem happened. And then therefore I decided, oh, I'm going to do this. But then this happened, and then, oh my God, then that happened. And so you're constantly, it's a constant up and down, but you weave it in. So it doesn't feel like a roller coaster. It feels more like a wave pattern. So let me know if you guys enjoyed that little look into how to write a story video, why me video, without making it promotional or all about yourself or being like, here I am and here's my qualifications and here's why you should listen to me, but actually doing it more in a story format where your audience is engaged, they're getting value, they're being taken along on the journey, they're feeling like they're invested in your story. There's definitely more than one wave, Jean Hendrik. There are multiple waves. So in my video, I think I had like 5 points, and each of those 5 points are like a. And the gift that I have for you is going to really help explain that. So I'm going to give that to you in by the end of this live stream. So please stay tuned for that. There's definitely more than one wave. Stacy saying, are you using the words but then, or are you telling the story like a storyteller? You could do both. So whatever comes naturally to you. So in my script, I actually wrote but therefore. It's not but then, it's but therefore. So I wrote it in the script to give me a cue of, okay, when I talk about the but, uh, I might get a little bit more dramatic. I might lower my voice. I might be like a little bit more animated, like this happened, but it was a, you know, and therefore so might become more hopeful and become like, oh, I figured it out. And so I wrote them down so that I would understand the delivery. So you don't actually have to say it. You can say it, but a lot will be said through your delivery and through your choice of words. But writing it down kind of gives you a cue of, okay, now we're getting into the, but it was not all roses, therefore I made this decision. So it kind of makes your audience feel the same wave pattern without saying the words, but you can definitely say the words as well, because but and therefore are very normal words to say in any kind of story. And you can even pause for effect. But I never thought that they would react this way. Like, so you can even use pauses. You can even like have a little bit of drama happening in there. So it's a really good way to keep people engaged, but it's also a really good way to let people see themselves in your story, because nobody's life is like, flat, perfect. Everyone has ups and downs. There's things that go wrong. Like just today, you guys saw the whole live stream fiasco, right? This could be a story. I went live on my new channel, and the software didn't work. Then I went live on YouTube, and there was buffering and people couldn't see me. But I kept trying and I kept figuring out, I kept deciding. But I thought maybe my thing was wrong, or maybe my setup was faulty, or whatever. And therefore, I decided to go live a third time. And that finally worked. And guess what? My audience stayed with me and waited for 30. So, like just anything can be any thing that you go through can be turned into a story. And that's what makes it compelling. It makes it compelling to watch, rather than most people, when they think about a why me video, they're like, so I have like 10 years of experience on YouTube, and I've started this channel, and here's what I'm going to talk about. And if you also have these problems, then you should definitely join in. Do you see how flat that is? That's not a story. That's just me rattling off like a checklist of points of why you should do XYZ. Oh my God. Excuse me, guys. I do have a cold here. So give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. I use the GC. It's a GCFA for the story script. You use another method or framework. So yeah, there are. Probably shouldn't talk with the tissue in front of my mouth. There are different frameworks to use, and I will be releasing the story framework today. There are other frameworks that you can use as well. The GCFA is not a story framework, by the way. The GCFA is more about how you position each video. So GCFA stands for goals, challenges, fears, and aspirations, which are kind of the elements that should be in every video. Like, what is the goal of this video? What are the challenges that my audience has, which is why they're going to watch this video? And then their fears and aspirations kind of drive what thumbnails I want to make. Do I want to make a fear-based thumbnail that people should be like wary of this? Or do I want to make an aspirational thumbnail that go towards this? So that's kind of what the GCFA framework is. The story framework that I'm giving you is more of the script inside of how to actually write the video. So they're two different concepts. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to show you guys is the point where I was asking you why 3 videos, and a lot of you said bingeability, and you were absolutely on point, because that's exactly what happens when you create 3 videos. But it won't happen organically. You actually have to plan this, and you actually have to put the seeds in. So all of the videos that you create, the 3 videos that you create, need to lead to each other, and that happens in the call to action. So the story call to action here is what we're going to talk about. So, what is the story call to action? It is basically the last sentence in my script. If the story resonated with you, subscribe to see how this experiment plays out, and then go and watch this video next to see why I'm excited for YouTube's future. And this is where your end screen will come, and you will put your next video up here. Right? So, this is what you're going to do. So, every video that you're going to end in this 3 video sequence, excuse me, is going to end with a call to action that tells them what they should watch next and why. So if you notice in the script, I said that go and watch this video next to see why I'm so excited about YouTube's future. And that video is about YouTube's AI future, right? So you want to have the CTA drive people to the next video. And when you do that, you're going to get that bingeability that you're after. So this is what it looks like. Inside the YouTube analytics, you're going to see something like people who are watching this video are also watching these other 2 videos on your channel. And the reason why you do this 3 video strategy in this way is so that when you launch a channel, people have more than one video to watch. So they watch this video and then they watch another video and then they watch another video. So now they've watched 3 videos on your channel, right? So that signals to the algorithm that your audience is engaged, that they are, if they're commenting, that tells them that they are highly engaged and warm, and to push the next video out to put it in front of that audience again. But it also helps the audience because they get a good perspective of you and your channel. They're like, okay, I watched this video. It was a story based video. Then I watched this video. It was very different. And then I watched this other video, and that was also very different. So they get a more holistic perspective of what your channel is going to be about. Now I'll show you what the other 2 videos are in just a sec. But altogether, the 3 videos really work to kind of paint a more whole, like a more all encompassing picture of what your channel is, rather than imagine if I just released a video on I quit my channel and I started this and that was all. People would have no context as to what am I actually going to talk about on this channel. Do you know? So that's kind of why you want to have more than one video. So let's talk about the other 2 videos. So the other 2 videos that you want to create are going to be determining who your actual audience is. So when you create these 3 videos together, the people who are watching all 3 videos, that's your warm, ideal audience. So there's a lot of people who are going to just watch my video on, hey, I started a new channel. And then there are other people who are going to watch the other 2 videos. But the people who watch all 3 are the ones who I will think of as my core audience. And that's how you want to think about it as well. And YouTube measure this by a metric called returning viewers. So returning viewers are people who come back and watch your videos, right? And so that's kind of what you're going for with this 3 video strategy. So the next 2 videos in this that I created, the next one was a video that is on a current and timely topic. And then the third one is on a niche keyword. So I know I'm blocking a little bit of the screen, but essentially I'll just read it out to you. So the timely current one is, are YouTube's 2025 AI features actually useful for entrepreneurs? And the third one is, this YouTube strategy funds my European lifestyle. And my question for you at this point is, let's start with the niche keyword one, actually. Can you tell what is the niche keyword that I am going for in that video? This YouTube strategy funds my European lifestyle. What is the niche keyword that you think I might be going for? If you have any guesses, let me know, but I will explain this. Meanwhile, Sonal is asking, in the My Story video, do I explain the pivot to a different ICA and hence content will be different? Or is that over explaining and no one cares? No, you do. You do explain the pivot to a different ICA. Yep, absolutely. The only hesitation I have about shutting down my current channel is to get leads from it. So nobody said you have to shut down your channel. Like my old channel is, I'm not shutting it down yet. It's still there. It's live. The videos are going to be on there. That's my legacy. I'm not going to remove it unless there's a good reason to do that. So for now, it stays. It's just that I'm actually not creating any new content for it. That's the only thing that's shifting. Dr. John Henrik, EU lifestyle. No, it's actually YouTube strategy. But good guess. Good guess. So let me explain. So a niche keyword is a keyword that you want to have hundreds of videos about. Okay. And you want to become known for that keyword. So because I'm a YouTube strategist, I want to have a lot of videos talking about YouTube strategy. You know, so the YouTube strategy that funds my European lifestyle is just one video. But then there's going to be other videos. The YouTube strategy I use every day, or the YouTube strategy I recommend in 2026, or don't make these mistakes with your YouTube strategy, or the YouTube strategy that brings me the most amount of clients, or the YouTube strategy that you should launch your channel with. So you see where I'm going with this? Every video can be worked around the core niche keyword that you want to be known for. Now, this is a brilliant strategy because it allows you flexibility. You know, if as long as your core keyword is well defined and what you want to be known for, you can create any number of topics around that. Any number of videos, any number of topics, right? And you can position them in different ways. And then what happens is you start to become known for that niche keyword, both by the audience and the algorithm. So when people think YouTube strategy for entrepreneurs, I want them to think of my videos, because all of my videos are going to be about YouTube strategy for entrepreneurs. I may not put the word entrepreneurs in every video because I want to attract an audience that wants YouTube strategy. And most people who want YouTube strategy, not YouTube growth tips, are business owners. So for business owners, strategy, frameworks, models, all of those things are more important rather than, how to go viral, right? And so the word YouTube strategy is synonymous with my title as a YouTube strategist. It's synonymous with what I want to be known for. It's synonymous with the ability to create different types of content, all tied in to YouTube strategy. This is the YouTube strategy that makes me $10,000 a month. This is the YouTube strategy that I teach all my new clients. Here's the YouTube strategy that will get you brand deals. So you see where I'm going with that? It allows you so much flexibility while honing in. That's why it's called a niche keyword. So that is the video that I wanted. That was the third video that I wanted to have on my channel. But remember, I released them all at the same time. So there's just the order does not really matter. And then the second video that I did was on a current topic that I knew people are right now very, very interested in. So something very timely. So YouTube on September 16th did a whole program called Made on YouTube, and they released a ton of AI features. And most of them are available to everybody. So it's not like you have to have like monetization or whatever to enable these features. A lot of these AI features are actually going to be rolling out to everyone, regardless of your subscriber status or whatever. And so I wanted to create this video because I know it will be slow in the beginning because there's a lot of videos on this topic, but I differentiated it with the word entrepreneurs. And I want to talk about, even though they released these 10 or 12 new features, but these are the four that are actually great for business use. These are the four that are going to get you business results. So I'm still differentiating based on my ideal audience, right? But I'm creating a video on a topic that is seeing a lot of growth right now, a lot of traction. The searches for this are very high right now. And so I wanted to have a timely video because I knew it was going to get on the homepage, on the browse page. And that's where all the views are coming in from right now. Uh, John Henrik is saying, did you choose this keyword based on the metrics, search results, requests, or on your personal preference? So it's definitely on what I'm seeing in the market right now, but it's a mix of personal preference in the sense that I'm talking about what AI features are actually useful for business use. So that's the personal preference part. And then the part where I'm saying YouTube's new AI features, that's the search term. I looked it up yesterday. I think it was like exponentially increasing. So whenever you're going after like a timely or popular or current topic, you want to make sure that it's rising. The trend is rising. Not it hasn't reached its peak yet, right? So I saw that the trend was rising and I just quickly got that video done. So it was definitely a time based strategy. If I was releasing this new channel at some other time, maybe I would have chosen a different, timelier topic. So that's the three video strategy. I'll put it back up here on screen just to see if you guys about these three videos and how do you see yourselves in them. Um, Oh, for the YouTube, I meant it for the third video. For the third video, it's definitely something I want to be known for. So, definitely personal preference rather than search results. It's something I want to be. I want to own this keyword. YouTube strategy for entrepreneurs. I want to own that keyword. And so, the one way of owning that keyword is to have 100 videos on it. Just more than anybody else. So if you have 100 videos owning that keyword, guess who's going to show up for that keyword, right? The person who has 100 quality videos on it, not AI crap videos, right? Excuse me, guys. In my third day with this cold. Look at you all with the number one fan badges. Super fun to see. Everyone has a purple crown. Amazing. All right. Let me move on to the next bits. Okay. So the mistakes that I've made with my channel. A lot of them. And I'm going to just tell you what the main ones are so that you don't repeat them as you grow your channels. Number one, I didn't evolve the channel with my audience. So it was YouTube growth hacks and tips, and you can only take so many growth hacks and so many growth tips. You can only do so much, right? After a while you kind of have to move on. Your audience moves on, they become more um, skilled, they gain new expertise, so you should constantly be evolving your channel, right? You should constantly be thinking, okay, if my audience has done all these things and I made 400 videos on that channel, so there was a lot of stuff that I could have evolved, and I didn't move to the next stage. So that's the mistake. Um, the other mistake that I made was to pigeonhole myself into the algorithm only recommending my growth hack videos. So because I had so much success with the subscriber videos and the views videos and how to get more impressions and how to come out of a community guideline strike and all of those like very specific tactical videos, they worked so well on my channel. I got pigeonholed into creating just those. And those were the only ones that kept working, and anything else I tried to do just did not work as well. So that was the mistake I made, getting pigeonholed too soon, too fast, and not experimenting enough early on, which is why this 3 video strategy you see now is kind of setting the stage for, okay, I'm going to be creating videos on all these 3 areas. So don't pigeonhole me. I'm not just going to be talking about YouTube growth. I'm going to be talking about European lifestyle. I'm going to be talking about YouTube strategies. I'm going to be talking about topics that are relevant and timely for entrepreneurs. So all of these things. So these 3 videos are my establishing videos. The other mistake I made was, this is like a very basic one, attracting the wrong audience from the very beginning. And this wasn't entirely my fault, because when I started that channel, my first video that got 80,000 views was based on when I was a freelancer and I entered into a contest. And guess who watched that video? It was other freelancers who were either also competing in that contest or on that same freelancer platform. So the initial 80,000 views came from people who were not interested in YouTube strategy. My next 2 videos that went super viral were television interviews, and together racked up about 120,000 views. I think it was 60,000, 60,000 on those. Again, not the audience, because on that television interview, I was talking about starting an online business from Pakistan, not the audience that was interested in YouTube entrepreneurship or YouTube marketing advice. So if you look at it right from the start, the initial audience, and I unlisted those videos and I made them private and all, but the subscribers stuck, and it was just really hard because there were so many views from that it was really difficult to get traction on the other topics. It was just really, really hard to get out of that. There were some other things that happened. I'm not going to go into that too much, but that's the basic one. Um, and then I think the other mistake that I made was that I was scared to go all in on my new reality. So on my old channel, I think I wasn't creating videos with who I am now. I wasn't going full in into my creative element. I was still half in, half out, pandering to the algorithm, but also like, what do I want? What does Salma want to say? What do I want to talk about? And I was constantly compromising and never able to go all in. And with this new channel, I feel like I can go all in. So, you know, those were the mistakes I made. Don't make them if you can. Learn from my mistakes. Get clarity on your audience. Uh, Give the algorithm signals of what the different types of topics that you want to create are. Make sure that your audience from day one is aligned with what you want to do. And just don't be scared to experiment. I think I was too scared to experiment on my old channel, and I kept in that messy middle, kept trying to play it safe, and it did me no favors. I should have gone, in hindsight, I should have gone all out. I should have done a whole lot of experimentation. I should have gone a little bit crazy and, just been really creative with it, but I was too scared. I was like, I'm going to lose my audience. And I eventually ended up losing that audience anyways. So don't make my mistakes. Okay. Um, I'm going to go for another 10 minutes or so, I think, because I started a bit. The next thing I really want to talk about is why October to December is an amazing opportunity for you to restart or relaunch your channel. And the reason for that is that the last quarter of the year is typically the best quarter in terms of people spending and realigning their lives. Think about it. September is the second new year. It's when people say, okay, I've got 4 months, let's do this. So October to December is really the time when they get their gears in motion and they're like, I got to do it this year. I said I'm going to do it this year. I got to do it this year. So it kind of has a bit of a reality check for a lot of people. And they're like, absolutely more motivated to do the thing that they initially said in January that they were going to do. They actually start implementing it in this time frame, October to December. Okay, because it's like, oh, deadline is looming. It's an artificial deadline, but still. The other reason why this is the best time is because advertisers are getting their budgets up. Okay, they know Black Friday is coming, they know Cyber Monday is coming, they know Thanksgiving is coming, they know Christmas is coming, they know that it's going to be holiday sales, holiday season. Inject money into the ecosystem right now. So October to December is the time when you'll see the most amount of sales, the most amount of spending, the most amount of ad budgets being spent, right? So everyone's in a mindset to buy things that they might have been procrastinating about. They're also in the mindset to learn things. They're also in the mindset to watch new things and to, learn how to implement their new things. And so that's where YouTube comes in. YouTube is the number one platform where people go to learn things. There's no debate about that. You want to learn a new skill? You go to YouTube. You want to learn a new strategy? You go to YouTube. You want to figure some new direction in your life on, you look at other people on YouTube doing the thing that you want to do. And so October to December is the perfect time to go all in on your channel. And then the other reason for it is also that you want to plant the seeds of success for 2026. Because when January comes, there's a bit of a slump in views, right? But the videos that have already gained traction from October to December are the ones that keep gaining the views because YouTube's algorithm has already seen that these are performing videos. And so the new videos don't get traction as much, the ones that you create in January, but the ones you create in October, November, December. That's why, I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but that's why you'll see a lot of YouTube creators create videos about the 2026 strategy and release them in November. That is why, because they know that in November and December, 2 months, that video is going to rack up watch time. And people are going to be like, oh, yeah, 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 I want to do this, this, this. And in January, that's the video that's going to be ranking top. And all the videos that are actually made in January about 2026 strategy are going to take a while to get there. So it's really, really smart to create 2026 content in the October to December period. That's why it works. And that's why you see a lot of people do it. And the thing is, that I have a membership and a community where we're doing exactly this. So it's called the YouTube Entrepreneur Society. Some people in the chat, like Stacy, are already a part of it, but I would love to welcome you as well. And the reason that I would love to welcome you inside the YouTube Entrepreneur Society is because you need the support, the structure, and the systems to relaunch your channel for 2026. There's so many moving parts, there's so many things to do. It's really nice to have a community that's doing it with you, right? And also inside the YouTube Entrepreneur Society, you get these 4 areas of help. You get help with your brainstorming, you get help with your content ideas, you get help with your production, you get help with your monetization. So it's not just about, hey, I'll just create a video, but it's okay, I'll create a video and how can I get leads and sales from it? How can I convert this video into a business asset? How can I convert this video into a sales system? Every video then becomes your sales and marketing. And I really like saying this out loud, that YouTube is the marketing. Like if you create a great, valuable YouTube video, it positions you as a leader, as an expert, as a credible authority. And what do people need when they are looking to buy something? They want to buy things from somebody who's trustworthy, somebody who's credible, somebody who has proof that they've done the thing that the audience wants to do, right? And so the video is the marketing. So when you are creating those videos inside with me, inside the YouTube Entrepreneurs Society, you will get the exact framework, the roadmap, the sequences, the scripts, the titles, the thumbnails, the calls to action, the promotional strategies, every single piece of the system. So instead of spending your brain power thinking, okay, how do I do this? You're just going straight into implementation mode. You're like, okay, I have the entire blueprint. I just need to implement. So it just speeds up your time to market, right? And so that's really what it's about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link for joining in here. And I honestly think that if you are wanting to have a really strong 2026, this is the time to join right now, right? The price is going to go up next year. So that's one incentive to join. It goes up around every 6 months or so, the price goes up, right? So the earlier you join, the better it is. And then once you join, you're locked in for that price. So whatever the price is when you join, that's always going to be your price. Now, I'm not going to do a whole promotional thing on it, but I do want you to at least give yourself the chance to check it out because I think it is something that is so valuable. I wish I had a membership to join like this when I was, starting and second guessing myself through all of these decisions. I wish I had somebody who would just be like, here's your thing, go. Just implement, don't overthink. Because this is the thing that drove me mad, is self-sabotaging myself and second guessing everything. So I really want you guys to not have to do that. And I really want you to have like a system that you can immediately implement. So I'll put the link. The first one was not clickable. I put a second link down there that's clickable. Okay. So the next thing that I want to do is give you your gift. So I promised you that I'm going to have a little gift for you here, which is I've made a guide on creating your story framework. Okay, so the entire story framework that I talked about today, how to title it, how to thumbnail it, how to make sure that you are weaving in that ebb and flow inside it, all of that, I am going to give it to you. So give me 1 second to put the link here because I had it on the other software. Now I need to find it on this one. So let me find it here. And meanwhile, if you have any questions at all, put them in the chat. I would love to know what's your biggest takeaway from today's live stream. So if you want to put that in the chat while I go look for the framework. What's your biggest takeaway from today's live stream? What's the one thing you're going to walk away with? Copy this link. Da 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 da. Okay, here we go. So, story framework for video. There you go. It's absolutely free. Go ahead and make a copy and use it. Stacy is saying, I need to add my other 2 videos now. Absolutely, Stacy. You go ahead and do that. And I'm going to stop the screen share. Yeah. Okay. So let me know, what is your main takeaway from today? All behind the scenes stuff I showed you guys. Just what's the one thing that after you turn this computer off and this live stream off, you're going to be like, I better go do this. Or I really learned this. Lots, mainly the 3 different videos convening around the ideal customer. Yeah, that's a great takeaway to have. Can I give like hearts and stuff? Just trying to figure out if I can or not. Oh, you have to excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I have a cold. This is the only way I could have done this live stream today, and still gotten through with it. All right, I've pinned the link to Yes as the pinned comment up here. So if you want to go check it out, yeah. Thank you so much, John Henrik. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm happy that it resonated with you, and I am doing my best. All the antihistamines and soup and green tea and salt gargles, the whole shebang. Don't worry, I'm doing all of it. Hope to get healthy again soon. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to everybody who came from the old live stream that wasn't working and joined in here. I really, really appreciate that you took the time and that you stuck it out with me here. I hope that I made it worthwhile for you, because that's always my goal, to make sure that anything I do online, I make sure that your time has been well spent. So I hope that that was. And remember, if you have any questions as you watch the replay or as you watch this again, just put those questions down in the chat. I will come back and answer any questions that you might have around this strategy. Give Yes an actual chance. Go take a look, see if it is for you. Write to me if you have any questions around it, because we are going all in October to December. And I'm going to be working very closely with all of my Yes members in making sure that they have a spectacular 2026. And with that, I'm going to end today's live stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye.